Well, this is a basswood tree, also known as American linden, and we have quite a few basswoods on the preserve, more than what one would expect, and most of them tend to be right at the edge of the pasture. Not this one, we're well in the middle of what was a pasture, but higher up on the slope there are basswoods that are growing right along some of the old stone walls between the pastures and the upper edge of the pasture. The basswood, of all the trees growing on the preserve, is probably about the most demanding of soils of all of them. That is, it needs quite a bit of water. It won't grow in a swamp. It doesn't need to be flooded, but it does demand quite a bit of water in the soil. It also demands a fairly large dosage of mineral nutrients, especially calcium. White ash also takes quite a bit of calcium. So does elm and sugar maple, but the basswood is a real good indicator. It doesn't grow everywhere in the Catskills. It never really grows in great abundance. It's very often local, one tree here, one tree there. But when you see basswood, it means it's a good site, S-I-T-E, growing conditions for forest trees. There's plenty of water. It's very rare would you have drought. It's not too much water. It's not a swamp. And a lot of mineral nutrients. And this would be, if you have a basswood, and you might have ash and sugar maple and elm with it, they may be a great place to bring people in the springtime to go look for wildflowers, because under these rich, moist sites with basswood, you get these really wildflower displays. Not necessarily right here on this particular one, but in general. Great diversity of wildflowers, many of which require all these high levels of calcium, magnesium, and nitrogen. The basswood also does. So when you see basswood growing on the site, it's a good site. That is, the tree growth rates are good, and everybody is more or less happy here. This is not a stressed environment at this point. You just don't see it everywhere. When you do see it, it tells you quite a bit. So I just wanted to talk about basswood. Oh, by the way, when this thing is in flower, and in abundant flower, usually in June, actually the basswood should be coming into flower pretty soon if they haven't already. Usually you can hear a basswood. What? Well, not exactly. The flowers are very sweet smelling, and it's a very large number of insects, all kinds of bees and flies and wasps and other flying insects that will pollinate the basswood, give you a lot of fruits, and also make honey and use the nectar. So basswoods are good bee trees. They're good bear trees. The bears like to climb them for honey and so forth. So very often you get a basswood in full flower. You can hear it if it isn't windy. You hear all the buzzing going on with all the insects, and then it'll lead you right to a basswood when it's in flower. Busy basswoods. Busy bees and basswoods. Busy basswoods and bees? Yeah. Well, okay. I just want to talk about basswood.
I'm going to get some B-roll of the tree really quick.